It's about what?
I'm sad for those who don't feel that they are loved in order to work in this life. It's about the things that matter to me, which I think are more important because it allows you to think about what's just been said.
Was the beloved Mr. Rogers truly the gentle soul we all admired, or is there more to his story? For decades, he made generations feel seen, heard, and safe. But behind that soft-spoken tone and the iconic red cardigan, even Fred Rogers had a side the cameras never captured. Before her own passing, Fred's widow, Joanne Rogers, decided to share what some might call an awful truth. Not a scandal, but a deeply personal reality that might change how you remember America's favorite neighbor forever. Today at Royal Time of Hollywood, we're walking through that famous neighborhood once more to explore the gentle revolution Fred started and the human struggles that his wife finally brought to light. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, the show that redefined childhood. Fred Rogers was never aiming to be a television star. He was a man of deep faith and even deeper empathy who wanted to meet children exactly where they were, in the middle of their big emotions and scary questions. When Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood first aired on PBS in 1968, it was the antithesis of everything else on TV. There were no flashing lights, no slapstick humor, and no fast-paced editing. Fred built the show as an emotional classroom. While other programs were busy teaching the alphabet, Fred was teaching the language of the heart. He tackled divorce, death, and race with a sincerity that never talked down to his audience. Each episode was a time capsule of comfort, featuring the neighborhood of make-believe, where puppets like Daniel Tiger and King Friday played out the dramas of the human condition. Throughout 895 episodes spanning over 3 decades, Fred proved that children didn't need more noise. They needed stillness. He welcomed guests like Yo-Yo Ma, Julia Child, and Coco the Gorilla, treating each with the same radical dignity. He earned 4 Daytime Emmys and a Lifetime Achievement Award, but for Fred, the real trophy was a child feeling understood. The woman beside the legend. Who was Joanne Rogers? To truly understand Fred, you have to know Joanne Bird Rogers. Long before she was Mrs. Rogers, she was a force in her own right. Born in 1928, Joanne was a piano prodigy who valued curiosity and independence. She wasn't looking to be anyone's sidekick. She was a serious artist who majored in music performance at Rollins College and later earned her master's at Florida State. Joanne was an accomplished concert pianist and a dedicated teacher. She performed in a professional piano duo for decades, recording albums and performing across the country. She was witty, loud-laughing, and incredibly grounded, the perfect anchor for a man who carried the emotional weight of millions. A love story built in harmony. Their love story began at Rollins College in the late 1940s. It wasn't built on grand gestures, but on a shared musical language and a mutual sense of kindness. When Fred moved to New York for a job at NBC, they maintained their bond through letters. Fred's proposal came by mail, and Joanne was so excited she ran to a phone booth to say yes. They married in 1952 and shared over 50 years of life. Their home was a place of music and structure, where they raised 2 sons, James and John. Joanne understood Fred's silence and his discipline. She was the one person who saw his complexities, his worries about whether he was doing enough, and the toll his public mission took on his private spirit. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to check out the other stories and shocking updates on our channel. We've covered many incredible celebrity journeys, tragic endings, and untold Hollywood secrets that you don't want to miss. Binge watch our previous videos to discover more surprising facts, emotional stories, and where your favorite stars are today. Your support helps us bring you more powerful content like this, so don't forget to explore, watch more, and stay tuned for the next video. The private man versus the public persona. We often want our heroes to be untouchable saints, but Joanne was quick to point out that Fred was no saint. He was a human being who worked incredibly hard to be kind. Kindness wasn't an accident for Fred, it was a daily choice. He was a man of intense discipline. He swam every morning and weighed himself daily to stay at exactly 143 pounds, a number that represented the letters in I love you. But that discipline also masked a great deal of stress. Joanne revealed that Fred often struggled with the pressure of being the world's moral compass. At home, he wasn't always the perfect father. Joanne was often the disciplinarian because Fred found that role difficult. He was a man who felt everything deeply, and sometimes that sensitivity was exhausting. The awful truth, the final battle. The awful truth Joanne shared wasn't a secret sin, but the grueling reality of Fred's final days. In 2002, Fred began experiencing chronic indigestion. He tried to manage it quietly, ever the patient soul, but the truth was far more serious. Stomach cancer. The battle was swift and painful. Joanne witnessed her steady anchor confront the vulnerability of a failing body. Even in his final months, Fred showed up as the Grand Marshal of the Rose Parade, hiding his physical agony to fulfill a commitment. Joanne took on the role of caregiver, watching the man who comforted the world seek comfort in his own home. Fred passed away on February 27, 2003. Joanne stayed quiet for years, but eventually realized that sharing his struggles with illness and doubt didn't diminish his legacy. It made his kindness more heroic. He wasn't kind because he was perfect. He was kind despite his pain. Preserving the neighborhood. After Fred's death, Joanne became the chair emerita of Fred Rogers Productions. She made sure that shows like Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood stayed true to Fred's vision of emotional honesty. She appeared in documentaries and even had a cameo in the 2019 film A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. She spent her remaining years ensuring the world remembered that love isn't a feeling, but an action. Joanne passed away in January 2021 at the age of 92, leaving behind a legacy of music and a reminder that behind every great man is a partner who truly knows his soul. The meaning of 143. Fred Rogers didn't just use these numbers as a catchy slogan. He turned them into a profound philosophy of life. For Fred, the sequence 143 was a constant, rhythmic reminder to find the light in others, even on the days when it felt the hardest to see. He believed that every person carried a 143 inside them, a deep, inherent worth that deserved to be recognized and celebrated without hesitation. By maintaining his weight at exactly 143 pounds for over 30 years, he turned his own body into a living testament to this message of devotion. It was his way of staying physically and spiritually aligned with his mission to spread kindness across the airwaves. This wasn't about vanity. It was a quiet, disciplined act of love that ensured he was always ready to serve his neighbors. Even today, when we see those three numbers, they serve as a gentle nudge to reach out and bridge the gaps between us. In a world that often feels divided, the legacy of 143 remains a simple yet unbreakable code for building a more compassionate neighborhood for everyone. It reminds us that at the end of the day, the most important thing we can do is let someone know they are loved, exactly as they are. What was your favorite Mr. Rogers memory? Did his neighborhood help you grow up? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for visiting the neighborhood with Royal Time of Hollywood. Remember, you make every day a special day just by being you. If you found this look behind the curtain moving, please like this video and subscribe to Royal Time of Hollywood. Don't forget to hit that bell notifications